Guys, we've got to get used to this picture right here. We've got to get used to what we're seeing right here. The moment that David Benavidez has been waiting for has finally arrived. This is what I thought he was waiting for. I don't know if I said it in any videos that I made about it, but I thought in my mind that this is what he was actually waiting for. I didn't think it was going to happen like this, but this was what he was waiting for. I've woken up this morning, jumped onto Twitter, and I see a message from Maurizio Suleiman, his actual personal Twitter account, not the WBC Twitter account. Maurizio Suleiman's personal Twitter account. He says, I have received a cold and impersonal notification from Dimitri Bivol's lawyer, Patrick English, with arguments that are so ridiculous that I rather not discuss, informing the WBC that Dimitri Bivol has decided to relinquish his WBC light heavyweight championship. We wish Bivol success and hereby confirm David Benavidez as WBC World Light Heavyweight Champion. Look at the wording. A cold and impersonal notification with arguments that are so ridiculous that I rather not discuss. If it's cold and impersonal, what are ridiculous arguments? We know that Turki Al-Sheikh has said more than once, on more than one occasion, that he has no interest in seeing Bivol fight Benavidez. Maybe the WBC weren't willing to allow for the rematch, or for the rubber match, should I say, of Bivol and Beterbiev, and they were enforcing their mandatory, which they really pick and choose when they're going to do that, the WBC, because I remember Deontay Wilder being heavyweight champion for how many years without a mandatory being called? It was over 2-3 years, and he said to Dylan White, you ain't never going to get this title shot, my boy. And then the WBC proceeded to make Dominic Breazeale the mandatory and give him the title shot. This is after they came to Dylan White's fight in the UK and said, don't worry, my friend, you're the next one in line for the title shot. You're the mandatory because you're number one. But then they didn't do that, and they went to Dominic Breazeale as well and said to Dominic Breazeale, you're getting a title shot. And Dominic Breazeale was like in the fifth, eighth, I don't even know. But they said anyone in the top 10 can be called a mandatory. That's what Maurizio Suleiman said about that. I'm telling you, man, the WBC are shady, man. They're shady. I don't like how they move. And I don't like how Maurizio Suleiman takes things personally and says these things. This is a tweet that it didn't have to say. He could have just said, we have received notification that Dimitri Bivol is relinquishing his WBC title, hereby confirming David Benavidez is the WBC light heavyweight champion. That's all he needed to say. All this stuff about it being cold and impersonal and arguments that are ridiculous, I don't understand why he has to put all of that in there. And I've seen all the Benavidez fans talking already, saying stuff like, oh, Canelo's ducked you and now Bivol's ducked you. You are definitely the monster. Everybody's scared of you. This is crazy. You better mind sharp that Canelo, after he deals with Skull and then has to fight Crawford and gets through those two fights unscathed, you better mind say he don't come up there and really challenge you up there, bruv, and give you the fight that you've always wanted, which I believe that you will get knocked out in my personal opinion. But that's another story for another day. This is the situation right now. When more information comes, we will look into it. But at the moment, all we know is that Dimitri Bivol has relinquished his WBC light heavyweight championship, and now David Benavidez has been elevated to WBC World Light Heavyweight Champion. He didn't have to fight for the vacant title. He didn't have to do anything but beat an inactive old Vostik and a newbie to the weight class, plus newbie to the whole boxing situation, David Morrell. And now he's been elevated to WBC champion. Ridiculous notion. But this is what's happened. I mean, they didn't even say, you know what, let him fight one of the top 10 guys for the title. I don't know how David Morrell is number 2 after Artur Beterbiev, having just lost to David Benavidez. I don't understand that. Vodchtik is number 4, don't know why. Buatsi, I wouldn't mind seeing you versus Buatsi. I wouldn't mind seeing you versus Conor Wallace. I wouldn't mind seeing you against Willie Hutchinson or Anthony Yard. Those fights would have been good fights to watch for you to fight for the vacant title. But no, they've just handed it to you. And now here you stand, celebratory. Here you stand, the new light heavyweight champion. 2-division champion. Now people are going to be saying that he needs to be inducted into the Hall of Fame first ballot. Because he's a 2-division champion now. This is ridiculous to me. But anyway, time will tell. And let's hope some more information comes out so that we can see what actually happened. But in the mean and between time, I will see you guys in the next video.